Greetings, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Today, I will be playing the Mega Man Classic fan game Hard 4. As I promised last year, I was going to play it in late January, but it got pushed off, so let's get it done today. From what I've heard, it's the best out of the series. And I decided to roll a dice to choose who will go after first, and Trapman was Victor. I'll talk more about it when I start. So crossing fingers, hopefully nothing bugs out. It has been 5 years since Dr. Wily has been captured by his own creation, Hard Hat. Then one day, a day like any other, Dr. Wily heard the sound of the doors opening. What he had saw, he never thought he'd see again. It was his own dark robot, but how? He was sure that Hard Hat destroyed them all 5 years prior. That was when the dark robot told him that Hard Hat was a huge threat and that Dr. Light needed his help to make robot. Oh, forget it. I'll read it later. All the comments and posts. Some of this is going too fast. So it looks like Light and Wily are the villains of this game. Of course. To the surprise of no one again. Strangely enough, the intro story does not have any music. We have free Wily burgers at Skull Castle. Greetings, everyone. My name is Etterville, and I welcome you all to my blind live Let's Play of Hard Hat 4, the fourth and final game in the series of Hard Hat titles. This is a 16-bit Mega Man Classic fan game starring the titular Hard Hat. So before I begin, let me showcase the game options. I'll be playing with terrain dead turned on, but with all the other options turned off. You can actually enable Mega Man 1 death spikes, as well as stronger enemies, as well as automatically using an energy tank if you're too low on health. But I'll keep it classic. So without further ado, let's begin. Here's a selection of 8 RMs. Starting from the bottom, working away clockwise, Number Man, Aerial Man, Trap Man, Sea Man, Tissel Man, Sketch Man, Pulse Man, and Blaze Girl. I rolled an 8-sided dice, and Trap Man came first. You may choose which RM to go after I defeat Trap Man. And as this is a blind Let's Play, I apologize in advance for any silly mistakes or false assertions I'll make. So here's Hard Hat. We can jump, shoot, duck, which protects us against small projectiles. By our special ability, the triple shot, we'll get more of them along the way. And newly added to Hard 4, if we jump again in midair, or jump in midair, or press the jump on midair, we have a temporary hover, which you can't cancel, by the way. Which you can't normally cancel, by the way, unless you press the start button. Use this to cross longer gaps. It's because this new feature, I kind of wish this game had a tutorial level. I see the E-tank down there, but it's a bit risky to get. Oh well, it's still worth it to get the tank, as that persists between game overs. Sadly, there's still no way to expand the game's resolution, so if you play in windowed mode, especially on monitors with a greater resolution, the window of the game is kind of tiny. The window size is kind of small. And in the background is a MIDI remix of Storm Owl's theme for Mega Man X4. I like it. Though it doesn't really fit with this stage's aesthetics. Yeah, there is a reskin of Hard at 4, starring Proto Man. Alt Enter doesn't really help, it just sets the game to full screen. I just want a bigger windowed mode. And for some reason, the gunslips speed up when they're over those holes. I need to get used to that too. Now you know what, I'm gonna delivery game over here as I never hit a checkpoint. Whoa, the game is lagging a bit now. Hang on a minute. Hold on, I need to restart the game. For some reason, it's dropping frames like it's chugging frames. Letters were already good in Heart at Tree Buster. So if they're better than that, then they're amazing. Alright, take two. I don't know what happened there. Don't worry, this will be edited down in post. The 8 letters. Every harder game since 2 has 8 letters, I think. That unlocks something. Okay, lag's gone. I'm not sure at all what just happened. I know this is supposed to introduce you to the fact that the gustless speed up went over holes, but there could have been a better introduction. A more graceful one. I walked off the side. The edge detection still is still the same as tree. I'm not too sure. I think this game was released in 2010 based off the title. I'm not sure though. Hard Hat 3 was released in, I think, 2005. Let me double check. I'll answer that question when I'm done with this game, YouTube. Take 3 of this. Off stream, or off the recording, I actually had to reset it because for some reason the game started lagging after a game overed. Oh, that was a close one there. And to answer Snivy's question, I think this was released in 2010, as during the intro storyline it says it's been 5 years, and Hard Hat 3 was released in 2005 if I recall correctly. I still feel there should have been an intro stage for this game, especially with a new hover maneuver. The move isn't bad, it's just that you need some introduction to it. Oh goody, no hover now. And that's not actually solid, okay. I thought those parts of the background were actually solid. That's why I panicked a bit there. Well, okay, this is not a good start. Let's try again then. Let's hope it doesn't lag crazily. I'll do it after the next game over. It seems that after every game over, the stage lags for whatever reason. Okay, I'll go to Sketchman next. This is not going well for me. I think it's because that one stage has issues with removing assets. It seems that every time a game over, it's going to cause that issue. At least the game saves and loads, so there's no problem with that. Alright, I decided instead to go to a different stage, Sketchman, as Trapman is causing too many issues. It's not a good first stage. Strangely enough, the lag only happens when I game over and try to stage again. Maybe it's an issue isolated at one stage. I will say that the gust lift's gonna have a better introduction. It's not so much the gust lift, but more the hover maneuver itself. Again, this is why I wish many more of these ROM hack. Again, this is why I wish many more of these fan games actually had intro stages. To get used to the game's moves and physics. The Stomper wasn't that damaging. And yeah, Dr. Doppler 1/2. Spider Yambo. Pretty easy to get E-Tank, although I don't know how difficult the game is going to get in the end game. And I know the Doc Robots are returning too. And I know the Doc Robots and or Darkman are returning too. Judging by the story intro. See, this stage is so much easier than Trapman. Much better starting stage. Maybe YouTube. Not having hover really makes me nervous. As the hover acts like a nice safety net for this game's edge detection with its edge collision issues. Indeed, Daibuman. I don't see any paper or pencil type enemies. Just the enemies from Needleman stage. And music from a fortress level. There's H. 7 letters left to go. And according to Buster, the reward you get for collecting all 8 letters is better than the reward you get in Hardhead Tree. And already the reward you get in Hardhead Tree for collecting all the letters is awesome. None of the enemies feel too damaging though. For now at least. In that case, they could have resprited the needles the needles to look like pencils. In any case, this was an okay stage. X versus 0 from X5 for the boss team? Really? So this boss is weak against the Buster. The developer definitely intended you to go after Sketchman first. And by defeating him, we get the graphite bullet, and we get the graphite bullet and electrical grounding. Who should I go after next then? Ten seconds. Pulse Man's victor with 3 votes. Oh no. One moment. I don't know what's causing the lag now. Okay, I'm gonna take one last measure to see if it'll eliminate the lag. This is getting ridiculous. I thought it's just per game over, but it seems like it's per any stage you go to, and I don't have to re-exit and re-enter this game every time. Yeah, you mean hack, but yeah. Okay, I'm using a completely different setup. If this fails, there's nothing I can do about the lag. One moment. I'm gonna have to show it. Pulseman's victor with 3 votes. If the game starts lagging again after I complete the stage or game over, there's nothing I can do to fix it. This is the last attempt I'm doing to reduce the lag, and I don't know what's causing it. Somehow the game is not garbage collecting correctly. And here's the graphite bullet. our simple rapid-firing weapon of the game. Although we can fire our simple auto-firing weapon of the game, although we can fire it faster by mashing the fire button. See what I mean? And considering Pulseman is an electrical Worldmaster, the graphite bullet's probably his weakness. Like this game's predecessor, the graphics are pretty good. Nice WALL-E-wire graphics. Nice 16-bit WALL-E-wire graphics. And let me guess, the electricity is instant death. And we technically have a burned dino from X5. And random Necrobat. We also have a dark Necrobat from X5. Doc Robot? Here of all places? Okay then. Do you show up after I complete every 2 stages? Similar to... Do you show up midway through every 2 stages I complete? You weren't too difficult. But knowing the progression, he'll get tougher the next time I face off against him. Definitely Jaden. This is certainly... 3 and 4 are certainly improvements over 1 and 2. In terms of basically everything. And as a reminder, the 8 Roadmaster stages of Harder 3 weren't too bad. Where the game fell apart was during the Fortress stages. And it seems that this game is much more generous in terms of E and W tanks. Let's just hope that this game's difficulty balancing is superior. I know I have the toggle to make the enemies deal more damage to me too. And honestly, I feel some of the enemies feel slower than what they should be, especially relative to their health pools. Here we go, boss time. So when he does that, he sort of freezes me in place. That's alright, I was trying to get used to his pattern. That sort of pulse man mystery was more of a heartbeat pulse, not really electrical. Suddenly the game style stopped running slower. Well, he does follow a set pattern when he's gonna do that. Why didn't I take... Why didn't he just freeze me in place there? Let's use an E-Tank. I guess there's a range limit for that attack. Oh wait, if you're already in vulnerability frames, he can't hurt you. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's use that. Okay, he's super weak against the graphite bullet. Good to know that weaknesses are very effective in this game, unlike the previous one sometimes. During my first few attempts against each of the bosses, I'll try doing the Buster only. Then I'll start using their weaknesses. And by defeating him, I get the Electric Pulse and Omni Spark. Who should I go after next? This is the moment of truth of whether the game will lag or not. You have 10 seconds. Blaze Gals a victor with 3 votes. I'll go to Aerial Man after her. Oh, thank goodness, the game isn't lagging anymore. We fixed the problem. Now we won't have a problem during the Wily Fortress levels. Thank goodness. Again, this never happened in Hearted 1, 2, or 3. So I guess there was an issue when they coded the garbage collection. Editing the recording is going to be a bit of a problem, as I'll have to re-record the first half of Pulseman stage due to a recording glitch. See, I don't mind these challenges, I just wish there was an intro stage to introduce us to this move. That's my first major criticism of this game. If we're going to introduce a new mechanic or new move, if we're going to introduce a new move or mechanic to a fan game, please have a tutorial dedicated to using it. And judging by the battle against... and using the battle against Pulseman as a baseline, I feel most enemies don't deal that much damage to me. Whereas for bosses, they deal the amount of damage I expect them to deal. Seems like the frame rate on some screens is greater than others. Like that one was faster than... Like that one was smoother than this one. I should have just gone for the D. Yes, I know game over here, but... Okay, lava is not instant death. Lava doesn't ignore invulnerability frames. What? I didn't hold right as much. Edge detection. Moment of truth. Let's see if the game lags or not. Okay, I think I sussed out how the lag works now. I removed the lag if you start a new stage, but if you game over and continue, the lag returns. That's a major cross against this game, sadly. And you know what? Here's what I'll do. Because of all these lag issues, in the future, I will re-record a different version's Let's Play for my channel, and I'll post the stream by itself. Or we'll mix the two, we'll see. And the sad thing is, it's not the problem with the level design, it's the engine itself, which is... Basically, I would dock this game more on its technical merits. Technically speaking, Hard 3 is the best one. In terms of technical, not level design. See, I really want that letter. But sometimes I just feel like the tele-hitboxes are smaller than what they should actually be, ironically. At the very least, I got the letter D. Now, if there was only a place I could farm up on extra lives, Oh yeah, let's try out the electric pulse. Okay, self-explanatory. Whoa. Are there yoga blocks here? I think I can make it, but it's a bit risky. Okay, I can make it without yoga blocks. No yoga blocks at all? I'll take your word for it, Jedok. And is it just me, or does this... And is it just me, or does this game have some strange or does this game have some strange version of audio ducking? Notice every time I destroy an enemy, when the explosion sound effect plays, the music in the background gets muffled a bit. The music volume in the background gets reduced for some reason. Geez, your second and third jumps are really far. Snivy, Arda 2 did that before. It's her jump that's the most dangerous attack, to be honest. See how far it goes, it's crazy. One of the features I really wish I had is the ability to cancel my hover. Then you end up with weird situations like this. Oh, of course I was low on health. No, I don't have a weakness. That's true of most Mega Man games, Jedok. Okay, game's lagging again. So every time I game over, I'm gonna have to restart the game. Just as an FYI. See, she does have a recognizable pattern, and it's... Again, this is something I wish... a tutorial... Really? Even resetting the game didn't fix it this time? Sorry folks, but this experience is becoming more frustrating than the predecessors. We return to the lag issues of Hard at 1. That's not on my suggestion list, but I'll add it. Again, I don't really hate the boss, it's just that it's a more skill-based encounter, and I wish there was one extra feature in the game to prevent issues. For Jaden, there are several I like. And as a reminder, bottomless pits are instant death, regardless if we toggle on or off the spikes and lava are instant death setting or not. Thank you for the information. Also, Blaze Gal wouldn't be too much of an issue if I actually had more than one life. Had unlimited lives, I mean. The most annoying part is how much she jumps. And how much damage she deals, yikes. Oh, that jump. The biggest problem I have is that jump. And the fireball. How much damage the fireballs deal. It's crazy. Okay, let's try something else. This is my last life, so I'll be using E-tanks now. Nope. Wait, what? No, nothing. Not gonna have to rely on the pea shooter. The slowdown is actually making this a bit easier. He throws the fireball, jump one, then jumps again. I think I got our pattern down. Jump inputs. One more. For some reason my jump inputs are not getting eaten. For some reason my jump inputs are getting eaten. Phew. The stage was fine, outside of some of my issues collecting the ladder and the tele-hit box, but this boss was a large difficulty spike. Not helped with the lag issues this game has. And by defeating her, we get the Blaze Fire and Firewall. Sadly, I have to use up all my E and W tanks. Hold on, I'm going to deliberately game over here, save over so I can get full lives, and then restart. So, let's go after Seaman next. I wanted to go after Aerial Man next, but after the lag issues, and considering it's probably going to be a Sky stage, I want to play it safe. Now, if I repeat the game over here, I'm off to Aerial Man. And yeah, this looks like Mega Water as the stage. So here's the blaze fire. Kind of works like the sword snake, actually. I don't know what you're saying. That Joe looks fine to me. The minis are definitely... Yeah, the minis are definitely on the better side. And the sprite could be better, but it's not terrible. And despite my gripes with the edge collision detection, the general movement is fine. And let's keep the jokes PG-13, Pixel Boy. Also, unlike the water stage in Hard Hat Tree, being underwater does not slow you down. But that's already an improvement. It does deactivate our hover, so that's a trade-off. Oh, you did, Sylveon? I saw Pixel Boy's message first, so... I see. And of all stages, this is the one that's lagging the least. From my experiences, this game, in terms of performance, is a technical train wreck. Editing this is going to be a bit of a problem, as I said earlier, because I need to re-record one part of it. Oh, and the poles don't actually follow me anymore. That's new. The crabs do look awfully adorable. You're right on that front. Yeah, I don't know what causes these lag spikes. It's poor coding. Like, for the moment there, you saw the skip, the game froze. Will I make it? Yes, I will. This one I won't, because edge detection. I'm not sure how to properly evaluate these mechanics with all the performance issues that are plaguing this. To put it another way... Let me put it another way. The game mechanics, at least controls and gameplay feel, they're the best they've been since the entire series. Performance-wise, it's almost as bad as 1 in places, because of all the lag and everything else. And it's a serious progression from 3, which had the best performance. That's the sad thing. It feels like 3 steps forward, 3 steps back. As I said earlier, I will re-record this in an LP format. This is going to be too much of a mess to edit up, so I might as well do it properly later. Whoa, I didn't realize that it was pulling me in there. I'd say currently this is up there as being my favorite stage, along with Blaze Girls. Although, I feel these stages need more gimmicks to distinguish themselves, at least one more. Wait, too many bosses? Oh, I see what you mean, the lanternfish. I still like this more than Sketchman's stage. That was more duller. Here we go. Let's see how difficult Seaman is. Oh. I see the spikes there. You know, this boss is rather manageable. I think I'll do it Buster only. Slightly more difficult than Sketchman, but not too bad. Where's his HP value anyways? He seems to only take half the damage from the Buster. Or maybe not. That's a nice sailor hat. And by defeating him, we get the Bouncing Bubble and Water Spin. As I promised, Aerial Man's next up. Well, if this game's lag issues continue unimpeded like this, the Fortress stages are gonna be a nightmare. Thank you. I should have known you'd appear somewhere. Okay, for some reason the game hasn't lagged even though I game overed. I don't know, I don't have an idea what causes this game to go crazy anymore. I'd like to see someone port this over to the Megamix engine, or something with more stable performance. I can't properly evaluate the game when it lags, when it has inconsistent lag spikes like this. It's worse than normal lag, it's inconsistent lag. That's why I'm re-recording this LP in the future. Oh yeah, let's try out the bouncing bubble. Spin? No, Sylveon. It's very inconsistently laggy. That's the worst part. Oh, this is the bubble shield. It's mainly from the song, Daibuman. I'll refill it, don't worry. In fact, considering this game currently, what I'll be doing... Oh, 4. I need 4. In fact, considering how this game is going, I'll just use Royal Master weaknesses from here on out. That's the joke. Not all of them, though. See, I didn't really mind Seaman and Sketchman. Blazegal, she could use with some nerfs and buffs to certain things. See, the stages are fine balanced, it's just all the bosses feel like difficulty spikes. Minus Sketchman, of course. And if you're wondering, the Pippies follow a consistent schedule of appearing. That's why I'm pre-firing. Thank you, I need this. Seems like we can't agree on the definition of whether it's a joke or satire, so we'll leave it at that. Yeah, Snivy, this stage actually has a gimmick that's used a lot, those being the moving platforms. Let me farm up some more of the bubble. Hey, it could be worse. At least this game's drop rate is decent. I could, but I really want to save it for later. In case something goes wrong later. We all tend to have biases on the first games we play, so... Gee, the game's now being seen fit to drop everything else. That should be good enough. Let's do this. Of course, this is stage 4 or 5. He has some new moves. He's basically like the X-Hunter of this game. You know, if the stage ended there, it'd still be decently sized. Now suddenly the game has absolutely no lag. Sorry. Unless the lag gets really serious, I'll stop pointing it out. Met Hunter. Oh, the Fanfiends kinda got nerfed. They can't push me that far back. And I can see why the Bubble Shield is this boss's weakness. It counteracts the Pippies. The second half of the stage didn't even use the moving platforms gimmick. So, an anticlimax. Oh, okay. Please be a weakness. Where's he appearing? No, it's not a weakness. Okay, back to the Buster then. He looks like a fusion of Jar Man and Crystal Man to me. Yeah, his pattern is straightforward. I'm waiting for the game to completely crash by this point. Oh, bounces off the wall. G-tanks. E-tank. Freedom does this. I didn't need to use the... That's a complaint I have in the original. It's so easy to accidentally use an E-tank. It's... Sometimes I wish in these fan games there was a confirmation option. Down he goes. I didn't want to use a double E-tank there, but, you know. The first one isn't too bad, the second one, that's where it gets tricky. You need to start walking at a certain angle. And by defeating him, we get the spinning blades and chasm bounce and the jet sled. I guess when you have this equipped and we have enough energy, if you fall into a pit, we'll bounce off of it. Who's next then? Trap, Pistol, or Number? Pistol it is. Woodman from Mega Man Soccer? What happened to you, Hammer Joe? You look like you got into a food fight and lost. So these actually lock onto enemies. That seems like a pretty good weapon. After a short delay, it will lock on. Yeah, for once, the team matches the stage. It sort of also worked out with Launch Octopus. Also, it says aesthetically pleasing, so this game already succeeds in that front. Yeah, Camo Joes. The mini could be a bit better. Let me guess, Doc Robot. Felt the same as before. All of them seem to have the same pattern too. You know, fun fact, considering I have the hover maneuver, it reduces the need for a jet sled for me, and it helps correct several of my jumps. That's the same reason why I like the hover in Rock and Roll for Roll. Also, I'm really thankful this game is actually generous in E-tanks, especially with the bosses. Wait, is the graphite bullet stronger than my buster? I think it is, slightly. Oh, that bomb? I thought that was actually intended behavior. Yeah, feel free to clip the stream there. I'm streaming on Twitch, so you can do it there. Something I didn't point out but did earlier, thank you for having instant energy refills. Well, here comes Wily's lag maneuvers. Up there with Dr. Robotnik's speed traps. Oh, those are actually spikes. I thought they were part of the background or solid tiles. I see it now. They're kind of disguised. Basically, Buster. Even before Time Man is the true villain of this game. Yep, now you use Time Freeze too. Oh, this jump. Well, this looks like a job for that. I can figure out which one it is. Okay, this one. Of course, I get knocked back in because of that enemy. I was hoping the chasm bounce actually made you invulnerable to enemies, but nope. And I should have his weakness, assuming he's weak to fire. Baton? Hello? Okay, we made it to the boss. Two deaths notwithstanding. Crossing fingers that this is the correct weakness order. I'm assuming this boss defeats Aerial Man. Oh, I didn't see a letter. Okay, I'll go back to the stage. Alright, let me replay for the stage and get it. I didn't see it because of the background again. Thistletorn and Spike Absorb. I was going to ask if the game had a Spike Absorber, and apparently it does. Right, most one, okay. You know, outside of my dad's, this is one of the more favorite stages of the game. Yeah, like Heart of Tree. How does Thistletorn work? Did you just one-shot the Hammer Joe? It isn't Sylveon. It has many design issues that were... Actually, that's a good point I wanted to raise. How many of you know of the development time Mega Man 7 had? Yeah, 2 to 3 months. That explains a lot of why Mega Man 7 had design issues, of all the design issues. I like Mega Man 7 a lot too, but it's very flawed. Also, the Torn is amazing. The Graphite Bullet's already a good weapon. That one's just better. Outside of weaknesses. I mean, it just one-shots the Sniper Joes. Thank you. Oh, Time Man's appearing again. Don't mind me, just waiting for the time stopper to stop. Time Man and Flashman's evil plan to stop Hard Hat is sort of working. That's alright, Deadwoman. You can always just write it off as armor knock, not putting on his glove right. Or forgetting to put his hand on correctly. Yeah, if it was Sans, we'd have so many more projectiles. Can we teleport into a spike pit by this point? Yeah, at the current rate, I'm probably just gonna save the game when I finish the first set of Fortress levels. Hello, Baton. I have a faint inkling of what you're referring to, and yeah, to be fair, I never really got his EX skill originally. And again, I kinda sucked playing Mega Man back then. There is no shot limit either for this weapon. Yeah, I see the H now. I could have gotten it from above here now that I think about it, silly me. Alright, let's get out of here by gaming over. Oh, you mean the easiest one? Alright, Number Man it is. I'm going after Trap Man last. Spike Absorb is one of those utilities that is technically optional if you is something that loses its luster if you decide to enable the non-lethal spikes option. Also, okay. Again, another place for a nice tutorial. Variety Beetle's team for a digital stage. And yeah, this is Number Man from Mega Man Battle Network. I guess you'll be weak to the plant weapon then, so I should save it. No, I don't mind this team. It's one of my favorite teams of the game. X3. Maverick teams. Yeah, I missed the letters in those. This is... I don't... You know what? I don't think I'll be collecting the letters in this run. This is... I'll collect them off screen, how about that? Well, actually no, I got Aerial Man's letter. I remember it was on a moving platform. It must be something else I'm missing. Wait. I have 6 letters now, and there's only two more to collect. So... I'm not missing any of the letters. I completed 6 stages and I collected 6 letters. The last letters to collect are Number Man and this one. And thank goodness for that, Jaden. The bosses are a difficulty spike for the most part. I kind of wish there was an option to nerf the damage of bosses or decrease their HP. No, Numberman has one letter, and then Trapman has the last letter. That's what I said, and that's what I meant to say. Still, I think those stadias are more interesting in this one because even though this stadia is a visual treat, what gimmick does it have? Aren't you the same Shadow Man as we faced 3 times before? Well, I guess your dog robot, I guess your dog's slow then. Well... Well, he was different. He had time slow. This is something strange. I expected these Doc robots to get tougher as we defeat one every single predecessor, but they're exactly the same, I think. They just feel like filler. I mean, even the Doc robots in the 2 previous games, they had different patterns. Wait. Yes, having fun with the blockies. Not sure. According to Buster, it's better than Hard at Trees, and that was already pretty powerful as it broke the Mega Man boss. If you're wondering what it did in Hard at Tree, it gave you the ability to have the boss's current health. There's T. A bit scary to get, but you can get it even without the use of the Chasm Bounce. Just need to time your hover. And here we are at the end of the stage. No. Okay, what a time. Okay, he's not weak to this. Water? Well, he does throw dice bombs and fires electricity. Electricity then? No? Fire? Oh, trap. You don't need to censor that last word, Mustard. That goes under PG-13. Anyways, we're gonna have to do this Buster only. Wait, what? He has Air Shooter too? Oh, I guess he's Elemental. That's 3. Oh, that's 1. I see. Six is a dangerous one. I kinda wish the dice spawns are bigger so I can more easily read them. The number on the dice indicates how strong they are. You know, he isn't too bad, but could use a bit more telegraphing with his elemental attacks. I meant more of his elemental attacks, not the dice bombs. I would make the die a bit bigger so it's easier to read. What? Did we just get 3 special weapons combined into one? Family's Trap Man. We got Crypt Cloak as our secondary, and our primary is basically 3 special weapons glued together. Let's try it again. Can we say overkill now? Bookends. Let's see if this ends in disaster again. I like Junkman's stage in Mega Man 7, but it's far from being the best. Again, that's partly because of how rushed the game is. I mean, the sad thing is, I feel Mega Man 7 is a similar situation as Mega Man 3. It could have been much better, but it was rushed. Not only rushed, it's 2 things. Not only was it rushed for a new console, taking Classic to a different system. Yeah, I'd like to see that, Jaden. Of all the bosses to have elemental attacks, all 4 elements, why number man? I don't understand it's Element Man from Battle Network 6. Or even Doc Robot. You know the funny thing? This team would have worked better for Aerial Man stage. Well then again, for the second half of the stage I guess it makes sense. Oh boy, game's lagging again. Get me down. Thankfully I can cancel out of it using the menu. Still, I should be able to cancel out of it normally by just using the start button. First Man is definitely one of the better stages. Boss-wise, he's not exactly a pushover either. Still, I'd also include Freeze Man too. Cool stage, cool boss. I know the boss can maybe consider style over substance, but it seems like a lot of players enjoy it. Frankly, I think even the first set of bosses is better in general than the second set. But let me put it another way, I feel the first set of Royal stages in Mega Man 7 have better gimmick usage than the second set. Here we go. That could have gone really badly. Turbo Man is one of those stages that was kind of bleh. At least to me. Again, I got shunted forward. If there's one thing I wish this game had, it'd be more life pickups instead of just the E and W tanks. Okay, made it at last. This is why I love the hover. Where are you? There. You know, that'd be interesting, although the closest one we have so far is Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch. And you know what? Considering the lag issues have sort of vanished now, I'm enjoying the game more. Uh-oh, virus installed. Oh, ICDA. Gonna kill me, isn't it? No? I wish the game told me in advance. I'll get it in the next stream. Oh, I didn't see the message in time. Of course, that's my bad. I'll just do this again. In response to the virus, I thought it was something like, if you didn't clear the virus, you'd die immediately. Of course. Plant beats, perhaps? Okay then, Grenade Man. You mean while he bites? Don't go to the stage first, do it after Aerial Man and/or the Thistle Man, Bear Trap, and Spread Grenade. Besides, I need to game over anyways. I'm not even sure how to get back up there without using either the jet sled or bouncing. So it's been nerfed to 5, I see, so players don't just break that challenge. It does function similar to the gyro attack, but it doesn't. There's a short delay before it goes forwards, and it does lock on. Crash Towers? Well, what game is that? Oh, I see. Is it a level pack? Gotcha. Does it pierce through enemies? It does. Yeah, I will, Snivy. Again. Wish there was better confirmation it was placed somewhere else in the menu. Okay, just to confirm, it's the leftmost one. The leftmost pit, that is. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now we have unlimited special ammo. Oh, and that's an extra life too. So, sadly, that doesn't really help with so much the special weapons because the secondary abilities for them still cost weapon energy to use. I can spam it. But for stuff like the Chasm Bounce as well as the Spike Absorb, that's really useful. Oh, and the extra life is there because you're forced to take a death if you fall there. Okay. Kinda jerkish to me, but I see. But it is awesome. I see what Buster means. So now at least the Buster isn't just completely replaced, and yeah, I'm gonna deliberately die for here. I'll be right back in a moment, but I want to ask something to Buster. How much of the game is left over in terms of stage count? You know what, folks? Let's go for it. If I'm not able to complete the game today, I'll just continue where I last left off next week. Classic Mega Man 2. From the Power Fighters. Let's go, we have an hour left about. That's why I started the stream early. You know, I don't mind this. I don't mind the stage team, and thankfully it's a remix team. It's not the same. It's not the original directly. It's not the one from Mega Man 7 Pixel Boy. It's the remixed version from Power Fighters and Power Battlers. And yes, this entire stage is probably a word-for-word remake of the original stage. Well, Time Man's attacking again. Oh, it isn't? Okay. You know, despite all its technical issues, I still want to see this game remade using a better engine. Or even a redux of the series. Because I know there's technically another game, a short fan game starring Metars. I just want to see more done with these cute little enemies. Yeah, Megamet, for example. There's another one too. Damage has fallen off the... In terms of the fan community, damage has disappeared. I don't know where they went. Even their original site disappeared too. Oh sure, there maybe have to be some design changes because the resolution of the game is different. This doesn't follow the NES resolution, as made apparent by the layout. But that can be readjusted as well. I mean, someone was trying to make a 16:9 resolution version. I guess jet sled time. Ow. At least I don't get knocked off of it. We sort of had Old Joe's, and... yeah, but there isn't really a fan game where you play as Sniper Joe. Technically there is actually, DOS Remake version 2, but that's a bonus. And I already talked about my complaints of Old Joe's during that Let's Play. Not enough Joes. I was expecting, what happened there? I'm trying to grab onto the ladder. Okay. If I keep holding up here, I can't get across the screen. But if I stop, press it again, I can cross. Well, here comes the Mega Dragon, I think. With better graphics in the background. I'm referring to version 2. That game was fine. I don't see the problem. Whoops. Oh, thank you for putting the checkpoint here. I say that because more than a few fan titles put it further back. That's it, I'm using the bouncy. I thought I could make the jump normally, but I need to hover jump. Still a lot less scary than the Mega Man 2 version thanks to hovering. And it feels slower. Oh, what is your weakness? X5's version of the team. C bubble, that'd be a bit of an awkward weakness. You know, I kind of expected this game to have a second set of stages, like pretty much all the other Hard Hat games. It does make this game feel more concise though, so... Still, I would have liked if there was one stage that reduxed all the stages. Maybe that's coming up. Also, the triple shot being infinitely used supplants a lot of the weapons, especially at close range. The other weapons are still useful, but... like, for example, here. Trying to walk off there normally... yeah. Oh no. Okay, I thought that was the spike fall section. Yeah, Buster wasn't kidding when saying the special op, the bonus you get for this is good. Now if only we could add an energy bouncer. Well, here comes Time Man's time slow. This looks more like Heck Jr. Now, if it didn't have the hover jump, then it would be Heck normal. Torture Jr. Kinda need the W tank. Hey, Rafa. Welcome to Lag Hat 4. Being able to cancel off it makes it a lot more manageable, but if I couldn't, then it'd be much more. Lag Hard 4. For my Let's Play version of this, I'll try some other techniques to reduce it, but no guarantees. I'm not really using my duck maneuver that much because, well, enemies don't really deal that much damage to me. Now, if I had the other option enabled, I probably would use it a lot more. Don't they predate the me IRL? Metars, that is. This is still more fairly designed than several of the other spike-heavy stages, to be honest. This was much more fair. We didn't even really have a Kaiser drop for whatever reason, or Yoko blocks. Yeah, Mega Man couldn't do this. Well, unless he tasked it, maybe. Hi, Matra. Can you destroy all the ground? Weakness? Okay, good. I was worried she was going to delete all the ground. Number 3, you mean? Oh, wait. Hang on a minute. Quickly double check something. And I'm back. Let's do this. Yeah, you're right there, but when we use the graphics, but... Nice parallax scrolling going in the background. Why hello there, Fire Bars. Why weren't you in Blaze Girl's stage? Blaze Gal. That's one way of thinking about it. Funny thing is, the pause screen getting in and out of it is the only thing in the game that doesn't lag. Wait, Riley's Field? I really need to listen to the OST of Mega Man Soccer in its entirety. Fun fact also about Mega Man Soccer. Mega Man Soccer actually has an ending programmed in. You just can't access it normally. Time for the Time Man Gauntlet. Be free, Joe. J Mega Man Forever never got finished. Ah yes, the dangerous slow Joes. I'm still shocked at the low amount of damage everything's dealing to me outside of bosses. That's something I think the game should rework a bit. Nerf the damage on the bosses, increase the damage of some of the enemies. I know there's a way you can toggle to increase the damage of enemies, but that probably increases the damage I take from bosses. That's why I don't want to take that option. And I see the spikes down there, so that means there's a platforming section up here. I guess jet sled time. Every time I open the menu, I let go of the ladder too. Quality. See, I want to talk about some of the weapons. Twilight Torn, Graphite Bullet, Bear Trap maybe, this blade, and the sled, they're fine. The Ice Mine's a bit more situational, but it packs a wallop. The other weapons I won't use outside of weaknesses. And honestly, the most interesting level design of this game occurs during the Fortress levels. Even Y2 filled with spikes was more interesting than half the Roadmaster stages, to be honest. It did something with the spikes. Also, I feel this game is bereft of more enemy variety. It should have had at least 50% more enemy types. Let me guess, Heatman? Fireman? All the fire bosses? Gutsman? Yellow Devil? You? Okay. Well, I guess we need some representation from the Wily Wars. Hyperstone H? It's alright. Giant space flea from nowhere. And here I thought it was going to be more conventional. At least it doesn't have the double health bar. How do you dodge this jumping attack with him? I guess you have to jump over him. And for a boss focused on stomping you to death, his conic damage is pretty low. Surprisingly so, compared to the damage Blaze Girl, the Gyre boss, and another Roadmaster do. And considering he only really has 2 sets of attacks, those being stomping, firing the missile, well 3 with the projectiles, this is one of the bosses that really needed a conic damage buff. Rematch Snape.
Alright, let's test out weaknesses. Blaze Girl, your bubble. I think your bubble. Yeah. And it deletes your shield. Good. It requires quite a bit of weapon energy to use, unfortunately. Actually, because of the size of this arena, it's harder. Ah, phew. Still one of the toughest bosses. Weakness should deal more damage. It's crazy. Trap Man. Yeah, you're Twilight Torn. Also, Gutsman representation. Fire. Thank you for the bullet time, that was actually helpful. I'm gonna die a few times here. Let me through, please. Which one were you? Oh yeah, electric grounding. You're weak to the graphite bullet. I mean, with immunity to electric grounding, you're just a joke. Sketchman, he was already weak initially. What is his normal weakness? Especially when I can hit you from up here. Ariel, okay. Ariel is weak to trap. If I can ever hit you with it. No? A number, okay. Also, thank you for placing me right next to the W tanks. Because then I can do stuff like this. And recollect the E and W tanks. And I guess, does invisibility cloak also make me immune to enemies? At least it has good coverage. To everything excluding spikes and whatnot. If this is underwater, I guess electricity, yeah. So that leaves the bear trap. Just 4 shots, Numberman. I feel the bee bubble should deal more damage to Blaze Girl, but right now it's too tight. See, the boss battles, some of them are much tougher than others, like Blaze Girl versus most of the other bosses. She needs a damage nerf for her fireballs. And there are bosses which are fair, like Sketchman, Numberman, Sketch Number, to a lesser extent Ariel, the Water Boss, Seaman. Well, why not? I'm not just giving it to a 10-year-old game, I'm giving it to anyone else watching who's interested in making a fan game. Like, for example, a Hard at 5. God Machine Oneri? Nope. Okay, just spam. Okay, that's a sunbeam. Could you have more lead up on the force beam, on the laser beam though? That'd be awesome. That bombless pit's gonna kill me too. You know, infinite triple shot, this is very feasible. Toho, but I can dodge most of these attacks. And I can block this, of course. What I don't like is how the text actually obscures a bombless pit. Yeah, and I've seen Toho, this is far from Toho. I mean, if you play Mangle 2, there are some stages which take a lot of inspiration from that. Are you sure about that? Toho managed to out Toho itself pretty frequently. What is his weakness then? I know what you want to be referring to, Stone Butterfly. That isn't too bad. Yeah, Bear Trap. Thus we put it into Wily for the last time. Apparently the last, unless we count Mega Hat or Mega Heart Man. Oh. Perfect. Heart has become Heartless Hat. Best part of the game, someone clip this. Now the game's suddenly become meta. Heart Hatless, you're right. And thus ends Heart at 4 by Damaged Games. Oh boy. The first hour of the stream was a pain. It was a technical train wreck due to this game's engine. Even though it feels the same as Heart at 3 with all of its improvements, it has a serious downgrade. Even throughout all this game, it's the random lag spikes. We sort of eliminated it in the first hour, but they came back with a vengeance for the rest of it. Sometimes it comes after game over we play through a stage, sometimes it happens in the middle of the stage, during a boss battle, anywhere, and then it disappears. And then sometimes the game decides to become 0% lag, then X% lag. That's what makes it worse. It's not consistent lag, it's inconsistent lag, and it makes all the game feel worse for it. We've gone back to the slowdown of Heart at 1, although in some cases it's worse because in Heart at 1, the slowdown was at least mostly consistent. So with that out of the way, would I say this game's an improvement over 3? Slightly. The game doesn't fall apart in the second half with the Fortress stages. In fact, the best level design I'd say is in the second half with levels with Wily Fortress 2 and 3. And some of the levels like the Marine, like Seaman, Pistol Man, and maybe one of the other stages were fine, Blaze Girl as well. But this game also has balancing issues. Weaponry-wise, 5 of them were fine, 3 of them were much more situational, like the Bear Trap, the Bubble, and especially one of the other ones, which I can't recall exactly. Let me put it another way. Enemies didn't really deal much damage to the player, but bosses, in contrast, were difficulty spikes. In fact, for some bosses, like Blaze Girl, their damage should be tuned down, especially as their HP feels like it's greater than 28. That was also an issue for Heart Tree, but it's not as bad as here. If anything, I want to see this game 3 and or 4 remade in the Megamix engine to prevent these lag issues, perhaps with better level design, because one of my gripes is that most of the stages barely used gimmicks. They were aesthetically different, but they need more gimmick distinction. I mean, for example, the fire bars are only present in the Wily Fortress stages, not Blaze Girls for whatever reason, even though it fit there. Also, music being inappropriate. I mean, for example, we had Storm Owl's team playing in the background of Trapman when we already had an air stage. So yeah,
that ends Hard at 4. I hope you enjoyed this very rocky, somewhat technical train wreck stream, viewers. In the future, I will record a Let's Play form of this, so it's much less rocky. I kinda missed the addition of a second set of Fortress levels, but I guess it makes this game feel like it has less craft. I still would have liked a combination— oh yeah, that reminds me. Doc Robot should have had different attacks. Right now, he had the same attack regardless of encounter. Even Hard at 1, 2, and 3 fixed those issues. But that was a degradation there. There is technically 2 Hard at games coming out, sort of inspired, those being Megamet, and there's Bad Metars, the latter of which I will cover probably in a week or so, or 2 weeks. But as I said, I will record a Let's Play format. Thank you everyone for attending the stream. And if you enjoyed it, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help out the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well and join my Discord server, the links of which are in the description below, and I regularly post updates there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play. Alright, tonight I'll be finishing my campaign of the Enduring War of Wildermyth, and maybe another game. Thank you everyone for watching and sticking by me. This should not have happened as such. Thank you for guiding me through the Game Buster too. See you everyone.